Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today racing with the guys from the MRC in the Infinity Series Season 12. This is round 7, race 10. And as you can see, we are at the Nürburgring. And it looks a little bit damp out there. You can see a couple of guys, their wipers are on already. So after 10 minutes of qualifying, Golden Brownie starts on pole. In second place we have Bazza in the Ferrari. In third we have Don in the Alpha. In fourth place we have Fast MS in the Porsche. In fifth we have Ice in another Alpha. In sixth place we have Hoggy in the Mazda. In seventh we have Mini in another Mazda. In eighth place we have Welly Bob in the Genesis. In ninth place we have Surfer in the Mercedes. In 10th place we have Evil in the Genesis, and in 11th place we have G Smith in the Spaceship Citroen. So 11 guys for this round. I'm just going to make sure I'm coming through live before I do this hour. And good old YouTube's taking ages to load. There we go. Cool. I can hear myself coming through. So let's get to the front of the grid and get these guys going. Obviously, if it is a wet race, the tyre rule is out the window, so just whatever tyres you want to use. But I believe this is starting just under the weather meter, so we'll see how it progresses for this 1 hour race at Nürburgring GP. 5 lights. And away we go. Ooh, someone in the back there hasn't got a good start. I'm not too sure who that is. That's Hoggy. He must have missed the lights going out, but Golden Brownie there close with Bazza behind in second place. Don and Ice, they're being pushed out wide. Not sure who pushed who out wide there. I don't know if there's any contact from behind. Don there in third place. Ice in fourth. No one around him, just goes straight into the side of his teammate into turn 1. Clearly a rivalry between them two. But everyone seems to be getting through nicely. Hoggy there in 11th, Hoggy in 10th, Welly in 11th. So Welly's hasn't had a great start. G Smith there's had a good start. He's up to 6th place, starting from the back of the pack. He's right up behind Ice now as we exit the Mercedes arena for the first time, but looking at the front, the two Ferraris absolutely checking out from Don there in third place. Well, even that contact that Don had just allowed the two Ferraris to escape. Front three on softs, Fast there on mediums, Ice there on softs, so he'll be able to hopefully try and dispatch off Fast as quick as he can. G Smith on the mediums, he's going side by side with Mini up towards the Schumacher S's, but Mini just backs out there. Thinks better of it. He's on the mediums, Surfer's on the mediums, Evil mediums, Hoggy on the softs. But obviously with Hoggy, not so great start, but he's gone for a move up the inside of Evil. Cracking move there from Hoggy to get into 9th place, trying to work his way back up the field. Luckily he's got an hour to do so. And Welly there, he's on the mediums as well. So as we come around to in the first lap, Golden Brownie in first, ahead of his teammate in second place. Don there in third, looking like he's been able to maintain that gap to the front two. And Fast there, he's going to be probably dropping off a little bit from the front three, being on the mediums, but he has got Ice all over that rear end of the Porsche. as we're coming down the main straight towards turn 1. Is Ice going to go for the move? He's on the inside, but it's not close enough. That Porsche seems to have a nice top end speed over the Alpha. Ice, is he going to go around the outside here? No, he's going to have to cut back in. Is he going to go for the old switcheroo? Looks like he is. That's a lovely move there from Ice to get himself up to 4th place. Now he can try and focus, as long as Fast doesn't try and make a move as we're coming through to the first chicane. Looks like Fast is just going to sit there behind. So yeah, Ice now can focus on trying to catch up to his teammate in 3rd place. G Smith there, he's leading the way for the rest of the gang. As you can see, they're all nose to tail coming through that first chicane. Mini there in 7th place. Is there no one else is on me? Oh yeah, Moggy's on the softs there. So he should be able to try and work his way up to slight tap there on Surfer. Looked like he got into the rear end of Mini, but that wasn't Surfer's fault there. So Mini lost out of position from that one. Evil gained position on Hoggy as we're coming through the Schumacher S again. It's a 2-minute lap, but it seems to absolutely fly by. Hoggy there always picked up a half-second penalty. That'll probably be through the Schumacher S. Will he have to serve it this time round? I don't think he will. I think it's too close to the penalty gate to serve it on the lap that you get it. So yeah, he would be slowing down now, but he's still full bore. But Evil and Mini now having a drag race up towards the last chicane. Evil there gets the move done. Yes, he does. Gets it a little bit on the curb, but should be able to power that Genesis away from the screaming Mazda of Mini there in 9th place. So penalty. Fast has got a penalty there in 5th place. G Smith there, he's holding himself up to Surfer there. Surfer goes for the move up the inside, gets it stopped on the apex, does Surfer. He's now going to be left on the outside for the 2nd corner. And G Smith there retains that 6th place, doesn't want to let it slip. But the front seem to all be still in line. Golden Brownie there with 57.6. Bazza with 58.2, so 6 tenths gain that round. Dom was 58.0, so he did catch up to Bazza by 2 tenths the last time round. Ice there on a 59.3, but obviously he did have to try and battle with Fast at the beginning of the last lap. Surfer's got past Smith. Why is Smith so far down here? Coming into this right-hander. Just gets it on the power, looks like a bit too early. And just drives off into the gravel, and that's just lost him 5 positions just through one little mistake. So unlucky there for G Smith. He's doing well, holding his own against Surfer. But where's the penalty? So Fast Gemma, he's got a nice gap between him and Surfer there in 6th place, and Hoggy in 9th. He'll probably get overtaken by Welly. I think he's got a big enough gap at the moment as Hoggy, but he's right up the rear end of his teammate, who's just stuck behind Evil in that Genesis. Hoggy there, he stays on the racing line, trying to get all the slipstream he can, and hopefully he won't impede Welly as he's coming up to him. No, I think Welly was just far enough back for him not to have to worry, but Welly's going to go for the move up the inside into the last chicane, but can't pull it off as these two exit the last chicane up towards the last corner now. Mini there, he's still right behind Evil, so he didn't get that move into the last chicane. Will he try and get the move up towards the first corner? I think he's too far back. The speed of that Genesis using the toe from the Merc in front as well. Evil gets it in slightly too hot into the first corner, but still retains that 7th place. Just behind Surfer there, but Fast there. He's served his half-second. Yeah, he's just dropped off from the rear end of Ice in 4th place. What lap time is Ice doing? 58.7, 58.2, 58.1, 57.7. So yeah, Ice is not been able to pull in to the front three as they come around the hairpin towards the Schumacher S. Yeah, Don is visibly closer, it looks like, this lap than he has been. What did he lose? He lost 10th, so yeah, a 10th difference between them in the last 2 laps combined, so it looks like Bazet looks really strong. Tyre wear very similar, tiny bit better on the rear left for Don at the moment. Don there using that slipstream to get that purple sector. Was that sector 3? Yeah, sector 3. And he's really close up to the back end of Bazet for this second spot now. Is he going to go for a move to the last thought? No, he's not. He's going to just sit behind, probably try and use that slipstream to get past Bazet up towards turn 1. Bazet there, doesn't look like he's even going to try and defend as Don goes for the fastest lap now, 37.3, and just use that slipstream, powers on past Bazet in towards turn 1. Gets a little bit deep, Bazet couldn't turn in, so up to P2 goes Don. Will he now try and push on to catch up to Golden Brownie here in first place? He bought 7/10 on the last lap, so that slipstream really helping Don there. Nice there, 58.7 to 58.4, so just a little bit of time that time. Fast MS, he's just nipped into the 1 minute 59s, 0.9, so only fractionally into it, but obviously he's on the medium, so he's doing well all the time. Is Surfer there in 6th place, getting it sideways coming up Mercedes Arena ahead of Evil there in 7th, Mini in 8th place. He's got Welly behind him. They've still got their wipers on, so there must be a little bit of sprinkler rain in the air, just getting on that windscreen. Let's have a jump on board. As soon as I do so, the wiper turns off. Classic. So Welly there in 9th, G Smith in 10th place. Hoggy must have had he's had an incident on lap 9 as Hoggy, 2 minute 9.7, so must have had an off track somewhere. You would have helped yourself doing it like that, Hoggy. But he's 9/10 up this lap round, so he's clean air and absolutely pushing it. But obviously you want to look after them soft tyres as well. Don't want to wear them out too much trying to catch up. Just ease your way through them. But looks like there's Don in second. He's been able to keep Bazza behind him on this lap. What did he do? He brought up 3/10 to Golden, so he's really pushing on now. Is Dom to close this gap to Golden. What is the gap? It's about 2 to 3 seconds, I would say, between the two of them. Bazza about a second or so behind, or less than a second behind, in 3rd place. So these three seem to just be running away from the rest of the field at the moment. Ice there in 4th place, a little bit all by himself at the moment. His tyre wear very similar to the front three as well. Fast there in 5th, he's a little bit by himself, but he's running away from the rest of the medium runners at the moment, so on for potentially a good result. I say we are only 11 minutes in of an hour race, so anything is possible. It could even be for the win, really, because you think everyone else is on the softs in front of him, and he's not keeping pace, exactly, but he's not letting them run away too far. Surfer there in the 6th, he's kind of like the head of the gaggle that have kind of slowly opened up a little bit, created a few gaps between them. Eagle there in 7th, Eagle and Mini are close. Well, he's not too far behind, to be fair. GCF there, he seems to be just dropping off the back end of Welly, and Hoggy there, he went a second and a half quicker nearly on the last lap than Smith, but that'll be due to the soft tyres. As I say, you don't want to be wearing them out, because you look at the medium runners, they've only got about 10% worn on their fronts and rears are really doing nothing at the moment on these mediums, but Mini's got his wiper still going every so often, so obviously there must be a little bit of sprinkler rain coming down at this end of the track. Must just be the last little bits as we're coming on to lap 7 now. Golden Brownie still in the lead over Don, gained himself 2 tenths over Don that time round, so responded to Don's lap 5. Bazza there couldn't ask to be much more consistent. Thousandths between his 5th and 6th lap, so just probably looking after them tyres a little bit, it looks like. As he's behind Don, just keeping himself a little bit of free air. He doesn't wear them tyres out, because in the dirty air you will burn them up a lot quicker than in the free air. There's something on board with Bazza as we're coming up through to this left-right complex. Hey, has he rained just? I can see it on my screen. I don't know if you can, or what device you're watching it on, but yeah, I can just slowly see little drops of rain still hitting the windscreen ever so slightly, but nothing to even worry about putting the wipers on. Yeah, Bazza just keeping in check with Don in front now as we're rounding out to the 7th lap now. Nice there, he's gone through the last chicane, it's about the chicane ahead of Fast JMS at the moment, but you can see he's done 2 laps exactly the same, lap 3 and 4, so he's 1,000th more consistent than Bazza is, but that lap time definitely dropping off now for Ice, it seems, a 59.8. Fast is on 59.9, so only 1/10 gained from Ice on Fast that time round, so the medium seem to be maybe this lap or next lap kind of surpassing the soft runners, so will we see these guys, yeah, all their tyres are very similar in tyre wear. Golden Brown has probably got the worst, 59.7, 59.5, so 2 tenths gained again. Bazza with 59.8, so yeah, they're losing a little bit of time to Don still in front. I say just probably maintaining that gap. 59.8, so a second lost from Ice in 4th, sorry. Surfer there, looks like he's having a little bit of yeah, he's pulling away a little bit from Evil there in 6th, so clearly thinking that he's got enough tyre to keep going to push on. Because most of the guys are about halfway through their tank of fuel, just above for the most part, so a lap or so until we've hit about halfway fuel. But Mini there, he's got Evil just in front of him. Just jump on Evil and look back under that big wing of the Genesis through the Schumacher S. We go. Mini's just not been able to close up on the fast parts at the moment, maybe just biding his time, just keeping Evil under a little bit of pressure, keep him looking in the mirrors, knowing that any little mistake from Evil and a Mini will be right under that huge wing that he's put on his Genesis. Well, the Genesis boys have put on it, because even Welly's got a huge wing on the rear end of that Genesis. Obviously, he must be doing something for the downforce. Hoggy there, he's got past Smith, probably on this lap, maybe. At the beginning, even the Citroen's got a huge wang on the back of it. It looks like a spaceship anyway, so yeah, might as well just have a wing that makes it even more impressive to look at. But it looks like that's a same lap time pretty much last time round, but it looks like Bazza's definitely closed up to the rear end of Dom on this lap. Definitely a little bit closer. The top 3 all 58.8. Last time round, Ice there, it's dropped to 2 minutes now, so yeah, the tyre wear definitely wearing out on the Alpha. Was it 8 tenths between Ice and Fast? So Fast is now slowly reeling in. Ice in front of him. That's her for 2 minute 1. Evil's still got Mini right behind him. As we come around the hairpin here, and up towards the Schumacher, so Welly there seems to be closing in. No, maybe not. Welly has actually dropped back a little bit the last couple of laps, but I'm guessing this lap he's on an absolute flyer. Let's see, we're coming through a sector time there, but the game doesn't really go. No, it's after this corner, isn't it? After this right-hander, we'll get a sector time, see if how it's 2 tenths down. It's 2 tenths down his fastest lap, so depending on what the guys are in front. Yeah, Buddy's definitely catching up to the 2 in front of him, so maybe Evil's trying to slow Mini down a little bit to give Welly a chance to have a little attack on Mini in front. But yeah, Mini in a Genesis sandwich at the moment. We do like our sandwiches on this channel, and Mini is in the middle of them at the moment. Hoggy there in 10th place. He's got past Smith and pulling away. It looks like he's tried to burn them tyres up a little bit too much. Oh, I don't know actually. He saved him a lot better than Golden Brownie. Golden Brownie's tyres are not looking too good at the moment. 59.2, 59.3, 59.4, 2 minute 9 for Ice. So yeah, he's really losing time. Fast there with his fastest lap of the race, 59.5 again for Fast. So what was that? 1.4 seconds on the last lap. So that gap every lap is closing, and Fast will be seeing that on the dashboard. I know PlayStation Pete likes the toilet rolls on the dash. Obviously they are the air intakes to keep the car a little bit cooler inside, but yeah, I don't know why they have to be so long. See if Fast has been able to close up. Oh, I've had a look, just to look. Must have missed that. Oh, looks like Don got on the power too early. Looking at everyone else's in the toilet roll holders, and I missed that Don has lost a second space. Yeah, he just got on the power too early. That'd be the tyre wear kicking in now for Don by the looks of it. And Bazza just says thank you very much and flies on past back into second place. So Bazza just keeping with Don has worked out, and I'll jump back to roughly where we were. I think it was about here. Yes, it was. So yeah, Bazza now up to second place. What's the lap times for Golden going to be this time? 59.3. Bazza might be a little bit slower where he had that overtake on Don, but is he going to defend this time? Yes, he is. He's going to defend the inside line. Coming down towards turn 1. Will Don try and go for the move on the grass? No, he's not. He's going to go round the outside if he can help it, but there's tyre squealing somewhere. Oh, Don's facing backwards. Did he tag Rick? Or Bazza coming into turn 1. Let's jump on chase cam. No, he tags the grass on the left hand side. Literally couldn't get the two cars further apart, and that's just going to wear the grip on them 2 tyres out more than he wants on the lefts anyway. So that's now dropped on good 5 or 6 seconds, it looks like, behind Bazza there in second place. So Bazza can now take it a little bit easier now, not have to push. Obviously, keep them lap times as consistent as you can, but yeah, there's not as much pressure from behind from Don now with that gap, but Ice now isn't too far behind Don. He can now see him. 2 minute 9 again, and a 1 minute 58.8. So Another 1.1 for Fast MS that time round. Surfer there in 7th. Mini, he's got past Evil. Would have probably been on this lap. Rocking that be turn 1. No, earlier than that. It's too far back to try and have a look because we're near enough a lap now. So, yeah, Mini now ahead of Evil. Which would probably would have been a turn 1 move, I would think. Tyre wear very similar as well, and now Welly right up behind it. Welly's got a lot more fuel than his teammate, so Evil must be revving that car out a little bit more, and Welly's trying to look after the fuel and the tyres to see how far he can go. He's got just under half a tank, 20 minutes gone. So is Welly going to try and do a very long medium stint to have a good shot at the softs later on in the race? With Hoggy there, his tyres aren't looking great. They're better than the guys at the front. So it must be a little bit kinder on its tyres than the Alfa and the Ferraris. Smith there in 11th place. Cutting up mighty fine through Schumacher S there. The top 3 still keep going round. I wonder if Ice is thinking about coming in. No, he's not. He's still going to go round to start lap 12. 2 minute 1.4. 2 minute 0.8, so fast it's dropped off a second that lap. But Ice dropped off for half a second from his previous, but still not as fast. Is catching the rear end of that Alpha. Front 3 and now are all nicely spaced out. Golden, Bazza and Don. Ice there in 4th place. He is now looking at the rear end. This is visually see the Fast has caught that gap up quite considerably from when Ice got past him more lap 2 or 3. But yeah, Ice really struggling to get that power down, coming up through the middle of the corners there and on the exits, and you can just see that Fast has been able to close in on them braking zones as well to the rear end of this Alpha. He's probably thinking as soon as he's going to get close to the rear end of Ice, Ice is going to be darting into the pits, because I reckon he's probably got about one more lap on that left front before it is mighty fine to be in toast. Surfer there in 6th. Has he got Mini closing? Yes, he has. Surfer's 2:02.3, where Mini at 2 minute 0.6. 2 minute 8. Yeah, so Mini's been doing a 2 minutes for quite a while, so they have been catching up to the rear end of Surfer. He did break away from the guys. Golden's into the pit now, so race leader into the pit. Tyres not looking too good. Bazza goes round for one more, so they don't want to double stack in the Ferrari garage this time round. Will Dom go round? No, Dom picks up a half-second penalty, probably through the last chicane. Just cutting it a little bit too fine. Ice goes round once more. He's now got Fast right up behind him now. So see where Golden comes out. He's putting the fuel in the car. Will he come out? He'll come out behind these two. They've gone past the pit exit. Surfer now comes through the last corner. Golden's put 100% of fuel in. Medium tyres. You can hear he's exiting the pits, so he's going to come out ahead of Surfer. So Golden's coming into a nice bit of clean air to warm them mediums up. Let's see, he's gone for a full tank. What is Bazza on? Bazza's on about 30% of the fuel left, so yeah, I reckon a full tank will probably make it to the end. So will the mediums last? Seeing as Fast is on the mediums, who is behind Ice, but the sun is now starting to come out, so the softs will wear out even quicker now. Once all the guys that are on the mediums come out on them later on in the race. But yeah, I reckon it will be a one stop for this race. So yeah, Golden in 5th on his outlap. Surfer in 6th place with Mini. Yeah, Surfer's now picked up the pace a little bit more now. 2 minute 1 dead to Mini's 2 minute 7. He Evil there trying to keep up with 2-minute 0.9, and Willie there 2-minute 1.1. So these guys all spreading back out again. They had a couple of laps of closing up to one another. Toggy there in 10th place, not been able to make the most of them soft tyres. And obviously when he goes to the medium, everyone else will be on the soft, so they'll be able to potentially pull away, but see if Hoggy has other plans for that. But Bazza now, he's coming into the pit. So yeah, Ferrari don't want to double stack Don there, smashing the wall on the pit entry. Not what you want to be doing. You're going to pick up, did he pick up damage? No, he didn't. But Ice and Fast now go into first and second place. Fast has not got much fuel. Ice has got a lot more fuel, but clearly no tyre at all. 2-minute 2.3. Yeah, Fast has definitely caught up to the rear end of Ice and just stuck in that dirty air, it seems, because his lap time is kind of, once he's got to that slipstream range, has just dropped off. Not been able to use the half forward mediums as well as he wants to, but I reckon Fast will have to think about coming into the pit. Maybe the end of this lap he might be able to get to the end of lap 15, but see what the fuel calculations are. Golden Brownie now into third, Surfer up to fourth, Mini fifth, Evil up to sixth, Welly in seventh. Baz has come out right behind Welly, so not a great pit call from the other side of the Ferrari garage. They put Graham Golden into clean air. Don's, he's come out into clean air. G Smith's come into the pit now. He had no fuel left by the looks of it, so he'll be off the mediums and onto the softs. I can't see what his tyre was. Too late in the pit stop. So Don's definitely lost out to, no, he did off about 5 or 6 seconds before the pit stop happened. What was his lap time? 2-minutes 0.7. So yeah, he lost 6 seconds to Bazza that time round, but Bazza's now right up the rear end of Welly. Welly's on obviously their half forward medium. Bazza there with a lovely drive coming out of the chicane there. Is he going to pull alongside Welly coming up to this last chicane? Looks like he's going to try to, but Fast there. Oh, Fast got ahead of. Let's have a look, see where Fast got ahead of Ice. Just on the exit of the first chicane, and that's pulled him away from Ice. So the mediums definitely are working. So I literally came away from that one as they went round. But yeah, now we go back to the battle here between Welly and Bazza. Bazza there on the right hand side. Oh, does cut the corner. Will he pick up a half second for that one, or maybe even a second? Or was there a tap between Welly and Bazza? But Bazza then nips back up the inside of Welly onto the last corner. Will Welly now try and get the drive out of there on them half forward mediums? Looks like he's not been able to make that move up towards turn one. He's not going to be fast enough to get the drive out compared to the fresh mediums of Bazza in front. And Ice there, and where is Fast there? He's come out on the softs. He's put just over half a tank in, so he's going for a 2-stop here. Is Fast, seeing that he didn't make a full half an hour on a full tank, so Fast is now splitting the strategy for the last half an hour of the race. See if that one will work. It may work, who knows. He was quick on their mediums near the end. He was definitely closing up to the guys in front, and then started to wear out. But he's just come out right behind Don. You can see just ahead there, Hoggy. He's moved up to 7th place, but he's got no fuel really at the moment. Whereas Bazza, he's now in 5th place. He's still just ahead of Welly, catching up to Evil there in 4th place. So these three in front of Bazza haven't pitted yet. They're not going to be long until they pit. I think Evil will be pitting either this lap or next. But Bazza there gets another good drive coming out of the chicane onto the back straight. Pulls alongside Evil. Will Evil fight this one? No, he's just going to let Bazza through. Completely different strategies of the whole pit stop between them. So will Evil be coming into the pit? No, he's not. He's going to go round again. So is Welly. Hoggy gets a little bit deep there, it looked like, through the chicane. He's darting into the pits, but Don there, he's got a half-second penalty. He's on the mediums and he's got a fast JMS on them soft tyres right behind him as we're going to come down the start-finish straight. Fast there has a look towards the inside, but just can't use the slipstream to get alongside Dom up towards the braking zone of turn 1. But all Fast really needs to do is just sit behind Dom and let him serve that half-second penalty on the beginning of the back straight, and he'll be able to just fly past him. Hoggy's still in the pit. He's putting fuel in the car now. G Smith's, he's had his pit and he's out, so it looks like G Smith's struggled a little bit for the lap before he pitted 2:17. So don't know what happened there to G Smith. With all the pit cycles happening at the moment, it's hard to know exactly where, especially with Surfer and Mini at the moment, where they're going to come out. Same as Evil and Welly. Everyone else seems to have pitted now. But yeah, Baz is doing second a lap quicker than the guys in front of him. Evil, he'll be coming into the pit this lap. He's got pretty much no fuel left in that car. Welly there in 6th place. He's got a little bit more. He's probably got another 3 laps, I would say. So he may be able to get to about lap 19, I would think, and beginning of end lap 18, 19 maybe. Yeah, but Evil now, he's coming into the pit, so that will potentially release Welly 1% fuel. Let's have a look. Did Fast get? Yes, he did. Fast did get Don, so that'll be through from that penalty. So now will Fast be able to use them softs to pull away from Don, or will Don try and hang on behind him on their mediums to keep Ice there, who's really not too far behind Dom. So fuel wise, Don's got a little bit less fuel as well, but Ice might not have had to put a full tank in. That could be why he's closed up that gap, because what was the pit time? 2:20, 2:17, 2:19, 2:17. So yeah, caught up a second just in the pit cycle for Ice. So that could be the difference of why he's caught up, but Fast there seems to just have a little bit of a gap over Dom. That would be the soft tyres really working in his favour through the first sector. A lot of high power out corners, but especially getting onto that little straight, and obviously that one we've just been on. You do need to get the power on nice and early to get the drive out, and that's what we've been able to do just to pull that gap now over Dom in 7th place. We're just still waiting for these guys. Their fuel lights are flashing. Bazza is right behind Mini now, really trying to pull that drive again coming out of this chicane. It looks like he has once again got a decent drive, pulls along to the inside of Mini as we're coming up to the last chicane. Mini backs out, lets Bazza through. I think Mini might be coming in this lap as well, so didn't want to lose too much time fighting. No, he's going to stay out for one more as Surfer comes into the pit now. So that's now Bazza up to 2nd place. Can't really see his teammate up ahead. Teammate's gone through the first corner as he crosses the line, so there is 13 seconds between the two of them at the moment. That is just from Bazza having to fight his way through the pack where Golden got released into clean air. Mini there, he'll be coming into the end pit this lap. Welly probably the same boat, I would think. Don't think he might be able to make any more laps in that Genesis. He's made it 35 minutes, so fair play to the guys making it 35 minutes on a tank of fuel. Fast there. He's just at his fastest lap of the race, 58.2. Be the clean air from Don, whilst he passed him on lap 16, just to absolutely nail it and pull away from Don, because what did Don do? 59.5, so yeah, 1.3 seconds in one lap, so he's broken the slipstream to Don behind, and he's really catching up to the rear end of Welly. Welly's doing like 2:02s, so there's about 3-4 seconds difference now between Welly and Fast, and Fast has just been able to drive up the inside, and that looked like... Did Don go off? So I saw a kick of dust from the cameraman. Yes, he did. He went too deep going into the hairpin. Another little mistake there on that same corner. He done it on the exit, and he's now done it on the apex by missing it by a postcode. So it's allowed Ice now to catch up to the rear end of Dom. Surfer there, he's on his out now. He's just come out in front of Evil. 8th and 9th place. Helgi there, he's on the mediums. Now he's been out there for a couple of laps on the mediums, so he's quite a bit off from Evil and Surfer in front, and Smith there in 11th place, still going round. Looks like he's not getting up. Whoa, I've just noticed he's gone to the hards, so he went mediums and then hards. Maybe didn't think that the softs would make it on a one stop, so wanted to go for the hards to make sure he got to the end. The Mini and Welly have now come into the pit. Golden Brownie exits the Mercedes arena as Baz is halfway through it. In second place, Fast MS there. What's his lap times? 58, 59.4, 58.6. So Fast is the fastest man on track at the moment. And pulling away from Don. Don obviously had that 2:03 from the off at the hairpin. And I say 59.4. So yeah, Fast there. How far is he behind? About 9 seconds to Bazza in front, but we do know that Fast will have to pit because he's got about 30% of fuel, where you look at everyone else that are going for the one stop have all got around between half and 3/4. Will Ice try and go for a move on Don in front, or will he just sit behind his teammate, knowing that his teammate Don is in for the championship contention? We have just one round to go after this race. Surfer there in 6th place. He's now on his first flying lap after his pit stop. Just ahead of... I swear he was ahead of Evil. I swear he was ahead of Evil, but the lap time doesn't really show. It's hard to tell. 2:24. Yeah, he was. So Evil's had a mistake this time round, this lap, compared to Surfer. So that's why he's dropped back about 10 seconds or so, it looks like. And Hoggy's now not too far behind Welly and Evil. So the two Genesis seems to just be dropping back a little bit now. Even though they are on the soft tyres, they're probably just trying to stretch it out, make sure they get to the end without putting them tyres to the red. And Smith there, he's definitely got that worry of going to be on red tyres at the end, being on them hard, but he's getting blue flags now, so Golden Brownie not too far behind him. So yeah, there we go, you can see Golden Brownie. Can see G Smith just up ahead of him, going through the Schumacher S. But yeah, them hard tyres are not going to be feeling nice for Smith there. In 11th, that's there, 2nd place. He's got, what's the time? About 7.5 seconds, so he is catching up to Bazza, but obviously Baz is not going to be knowing what Fast MS is doing. Having a two-stop strategy down there, he's been able to pull a little bit of a gap over his teammate, so they've already told just to calm down a little bit, don't push too much. There's a fight here going between Surfer and Mini, both on the soft tyres. What lap did we pit? So Mini's on his first flying lap, Surfer's already done his first flying lap, so 1 lap fresher tyres for Mini over Surfer. Obviously Mini and Welly came in at the same, or very similar times, I think. Yeah, both came in at the same time, so Mini should be able to stay ahead of Welly there, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes. Evil there behind his teammate. Holy looks like he's had a bit of a mistake as well, but yeah, Evil there with a 2:11 on the last lap, so he definitely did make a mistake on lap 19. Did Evil. He's got 19, just over 19 minutes to go left of this race. So we're going to get to about 30 laps for this one, I would think. But will Evil try and push on? Oh, Evil's got a lot less fuel than Welly, so Evil got enough fuel. He did pit, what did he pit? End of lap 16, so over halfway did Evil. Interesting, will he be able to make it to the end with how little fuel he's got left compared to his teammate? What's the lap time? 59.1, 59.6, so they're still pushing on, are the two Genesis. 59.8 for Mini, 59.1, so they're all, these four have all gone their fastest laps on the last lap. Ice there, 59.8 to 59.1, so medium's definitely going a lot slower than the softs, but obviously they've got a nice healthy gap between Ice and Surfer. Don there, 59, okay, it pulled 8 tenths over his teammate last time round. Fast there, 59.0. They set exactly the same lap time, did Fast and Don, 59.091 for lap 20. 59.4. Just looks like he's well, not conserving, just going around at a decent pace there, setting consistent lap times. Golden Brownie there, starting to drop off a little bit, it looks like, on their medium tyres, but he's got gap wise to 15 seconds. Yeah, 15 seconds between him and his teammate, so he is pulling away his Golden Brownie over his teammate. It was because there's Smith in the middle. I was thinking that Baza was a lot closer than he really was. Fast there, 59.5 to 59.5, so he caught up 5 thousandths on that last lap, so it looks like Fast is getting to the crossover point on them softs now that the mediums will start to be faster. So how long will we go until he thinks about coming into the pit? He came in on lap end of lap 14, so he's done 8 laps. We're looking at 30 laps. Another 8 laps will be, hang on, 30 laps, so you might want to just push, say, one more lap, go to the end of lap 23. Oh no, if he pits now, yeah, we'd have like 7-8 laps on them soft tyres again, which would be pretty much perfect for having the best tyre wear for the car. Done there, 4th, he's still, yeah, he's just lost a temp on the last lap. Surfer there, he's still got Mini right behind him. Mini's going faster, 58.9 to 59.6, so Mini is trying to close that gap to Surfer. So both on the soft tyres, Mini on slightly better soft tyres. Welly there, just ahead of his teammate in 8th place. Hoggy there in 9th, seems to just be struggling there. Fast MS does come into the pits now, so he's going to go for 8 and 8 on them softs. Try and make see how fast he can go in this second stint, but it will drop him down quite a bit. But I'm sure Bazza is relieved now that Fast has come into the pit, because he was closing up to the back end of him quite, ever so slightly, probably half a second a lap to a second a lap quicker. But we jump on, stay with Fast MSC, where he's going to come out. Looks like he's going to come out behind Surfer and Mini just flies through the camera shot there in towards turn 1. So these three all on the softs, obviously Fast on fresher softs, a little bit more, tiniest bit more fuel, but maybe half a lap to a lap more fuel than the two in front. But he knows he can absolutely rag the nuts off that Porsche. And the others have got to kind of look after their tyres a bit, because so see Surfer, he's getting to halfway worn on that front left with 14 minutes to go. So he has got to be careful not to burn that front left out. I say that Fast there in 7th, he can just balls to the wall and go for it. What I will do quickly is jump on board with Golden for a lap ride. Let's do it from roof cam as we start lap 24 down the main straight towards turn 1. Keep it as far to the left as you can, about the 100-metre board, slam the anchors on, get it into this low right hander, and you want to get as far to the right hand side, open this corner up as best you can. Get the power down. You can hear the tyres squealing on these mediums, and get this one tucked in nicely to then open up then the exit of the Mercedes arena, sliding his way out onto this little straight towards this left right chicane through that first sector. Going with that time with Golden seems to just be consistent and not trying to push too much. And down this hill towards the hairpin at the lowest point on the track. Getting this one turned in nicely on this hairpin right, and then onto this uphill section towards the Schumacher S's. Slight little lift there from Golden as we're coming through here. Tyre wear probably not helping for that one. And then under the gantry here towards this another left-right chicane. Cut as much as that left hand curbing as you can, and then this is the more important corner. Golden gets him too hot there onto this back straight, and that's just hammer down with this little right hand kink. It is a corner number. I don't really see why corner numbers for that is really relevant, but up towards the final chicane here, the slowest two corners really on the track. And then power it up this little hill, pit exit there, or entrance on the right hand side. You don't want to get close to that barrier, it will hurt if you smack it. So that is a lap of Nürburgring GP. Thank you Golden for the lap guide. And we'll see how far Bazza is behind, because they're still setting very similar lap times, so we'll see what the gap really is between the two of them. 16 seconds, so Golden is opening that gap up a little bit over Bazza there in second. See what the lap time is, or gap is between Don. About the same, 15-16 seconds between Don and Bazza. So front three, about 30 seconds covering them. Don obviously only about 2 seconds behind his teammate there in 4th place. Surfer there, he's coming through the final corner. He's got Fast MS behind him. Mini seems to have dropped back. Yeah, 2:04 from Mini that time around, so the soft tyres clearly not serving him well at the moment. Hopefully he won't get caught by Welly, and he'll keep that 7th place. But Fast here, the 2-stop working well. Obviously not as fast as the 1-stop it seems. If you're going to take a gamble, you might as well do it and stick to it, that's for sure. But Fast now looking all over the rear end of Surfer, going for that 5th spot. There was a spinner up ahead. I heard the tyre squealing. Not too sure who it was. It looks like it's Smith. Yes, it is. So luckily Smith didn't join the track as these two are coming down, but it's fast there. Still looking left and right as we're coming down towards the hairpin. He's going to try and sling it around the outside. No, he's going for the old switcheroo, but Surfer's wise to that one. Keeps it tight on the apex of the corner. Fast can't get past at the moment, but will he go for the move up towards this chicane at the top of this hill? Or will Surfer keep to the left hand side? Surfer keeps to the left, but Fast there just wants to put his nose there, but just can't do it. That Merc seems to be putting himself in the right places at the right time, but now will Fast try for the move up towards the final chicane. Is it worth the move here, or is it worth going for turn 1, just getting the... No, but Fast goes for the move. No, he thinks about it. Ooh, jumps over that curve. Hopefully that's not a half-second penalty there for Fast. Looks like he's got away with that one. This is the corner that you want to get the good drive out of. You've got the soft tyre. You've got better soft tyres than Surfer has. Surfers are not looking nice. But it looks like Surfer got a good drive coming out of that last corner. And Fast can't do anything about it as we're coming down towards turn 1. But and Mini has got... nope, that's not Welly. Who's that behind? Ah, Smith. Oh, Evil's coming to the bit, so he didn't have enough fuel. So that's going to relieve Welly from his teammate behind, but Fast there. Is he going to try and get the cut back out of this corner? No, he's not. He's just run it a bit too hot on the apex, and he's now tucked up behind that wing of Surfer. Through the first chicane we go. Is he going to try and get another slingshot out of here? He's doing all the right moves, is Fast. Just that Merc just seems to somehow, even though the tyres are absolutely shot, get the drive out of the corners. But Fast there, he gets up the inside, he gets through past Surfer on the hairpin. Surfer just ran it out a little bit too deep, just probably pushing on a bit too much to keep ahead of Fast. And now Fast, it has been released, but I think he's got too much of a gap to him and Ice in front. Yeah, where they're coming to the last chicane. Yeah, he's about 16 seconds between Ice and Fast. I don't think that's going to be catchable in the last 7.5 minutes of the race. But now will Mini try and catch up to Surf, because he's got still got a little bit better tyres. There was that 1 lap advantage between for Mini over Surfer. It looks like wrong way. Lap times wise, very similar. Already there in 8th place. He's a little bit now on his own after his teammate pitted. Maybe he pitted to try and go for the fastest lap. He's put way too much fuel in. He's got half a tank of fuel left. For only about 4 laps. Not really sure why they've decided to do that, but maybe he feels comfortable on a racier car. You can hear the scream of this Mazda of Hobby in 9th place. Absolutely ridiculous scream that is. Sounds more like a bike than it does a car. G Smith there in 11th. I'm sure I said it last time round that hats off to G Smith. Even though he's a lap and a half, so yeah, about a lap and a half behind Golden Brownie, he's still going around. He's going to pick up points for finishing in 11th. Golden Brownie there, leading the way at the moment. Been pretty dominant so far. That's it there. He's going quicker than Golden. I don't think the late charge is going to be enough to bridge the gap between the two of them. They're both going quicker than Don and Ice. Yeah, they're doing 2 minutes 1:59s and 2 minute 9, so they're high 2 minutes. Yeah, so the two Ferraris are still going faster than the two Alphas. fast there. He's going faster than pretty much anyone else on track at the moment, but he's got the freshest soft tyres out there. You can see, look at the gap that he's already pulled over Surfer in just, what, a lap and a bit. Yeah, a lap and a half that's fastest had in front of Surfer, and he's pulled a considerable chunk out of it. Will Surfer have enough tyres? That is a question. So what's the gap that 5 seconds fastest pulled over Surfer, just with the tyre wear advantage. Mini caught a 10th that time round, so not enough, I don't think, to try and push Surfer for that 6th spot. Already there in 8th place, I say he's got no one around him. He's got Evil not too far behind, but I don't think he's going to have to worry too much about it, because Evil was about 5 or 6 seconds behind. About 7 seconds behind. But Evil, he's his fastest lap of the race, so yeah, clearly likes a bit of a weightier car to try and go fast in. Getting a bit spread out between everyone at the moment. I think the real battle is really between Surfer and Mini. Looks like that gap is closing down actually, even though the lap times don't show it. We'll jump on board with Mini as we come through the Schumacher S, looking at the rear end of that Mercedes in front. Let's have a quick drink. Right hand and out onto the back straight. You can still hear the rumble of that Mercedes. It's a completely different pitch note than the Mazda. Gets it slowed down, jump over the curbs. Will Mini try and go for a move up towards the first corner? As long as he gets a good drive, gets as close to that wall as he can. He does get a good drive by the looks of it. With that Merc, you can just see just pulling away as we cross the line. Start lap 29, 3 minutes left to go, so it looks like we'll get to lap 30. I think for a lot of these guys, we'll jump trackside again so we can see the action unfold between these two. Mini there gets a switcheroo. He's going to be on the outside now for this left-hander. Will he be able to use the 1 lap extra softs to make this move stick? He's still on the outside, but it's going to leave him on the inside now for this right-hander as we exit the Mercedes arena. Mini gets the move done ahead of Surfer on the pretty much penultimate lap. We've got a spinner up ahead. Oh, it's Fast. What's happened to Fast? Did he get it too hot coming in, or did he? Yeah, it looks like he ran a little bit too hot there, and the rear end just spun him out. Quickly combines reverse, gets it off the track. Now he's got to get it going again. Is he going to lose that position to Mini? And Surfer comes on track nicely, doesn't run in front of them 2 cars, but that's dropped Fast down to 7th place with just 1 lap to go. So all that work of the 2-stop pretty much perfect for him, but just not been able to execute it with that little spin that he's had there through the chicane. But see, his tyres are a hell of a lot better than Surfer, so his Surfer now still going to be under threat from Fast behind as we come into the last minute and a half. So everyone should probably get on to the last lap of the race when they cross the line. Surfer there looks like he's really struggling for grip. Fast has just been able to drive around the outside onto the back straight. He's going to be on the inside now for the chicane. I don't think Surfer's really going to be able to fight too much. Oh no, he is. He's going to run it in deep. Fast is going to get back up on the inside now towards the last corner, so that's going to have gifted Fast 1 position that he's lost, but it's not going to be the 2 that he was hoping for, or that 5th spot that he was hoping for, because I think Mini is too far ahead of him at the moment. Tyre wear could be a factor on this last lap. I will kind of flick through. Oh, Surfer's gone for the move up the inside of turn 1. And he's going to be able to keep that position ahead of Surfer. So Will Fast now try and make a move on this left-hander. No, he's not. He's going to go and fling out to the right. He's flung out too far. He's got onto the dirty stuff. That's not going to be good for his tyres, but looks like the last two across the lines. The next one across the line. Who's that going to be? It's going to be Golden Brownie. He's going slowly. He's got fuel. He's got a little bit more fuel than his teammate. Are they waiting to have a photo finish across the line? Let's see. Oh, jumps across the curb. Yeah, final lap now. I am keeping my eye on 6th and 7th, Surfer and Fast, as Golden comes around to the last corner. It's a dominant race there for Golden from the outset, literally from first off the podium. And here comes Bazza in 2nd place, flashing of the headlights as they come across to finish 1st and 2nd for Ferrari. Don there, just ahead of his teammate in 3rd. They'll come around the last corner. Surfer and Fast are still 6th and 7th. Don there will finish in 3rd place as he crosses the line. No, he puts the anchors on and Ice gets 3rd place in front of him. So Ice nicked the last podium position in front of Don. Not too sure what the communication between Team Alpha was there, but Mini will come across to finish in 5th place. So a good result there for Mini in the Mazda. Oh, looked like Fast there, tried to go for a move in the last corner, but Surfer's going to get 6th. Fast in 7th. G Smith will finish in 11th place, as you can see there. Welly will finish in 8th. Evil and Hoggy, they're having a right old battle up towards the last corner. Hoggy's cutting the inside off. Oh, Evil gives a slight tap, but Evil's going to let him go there. Nice driving from Evil there to give the position back to Hoggy. So Hoggy's 9th, Evil in 10th place. That's your race run and done. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button. And until next time, bye bye.